Hey there, gorgeous. My name is Melissa, and I am also known as the Tarotist. And I am going to be your tarot card reader. Guys, I have not been live in a very long time here, so bear with me. I don't know if anybody's going to show up. I did do this a very last minute. But the longer I wait to go live, the harder it becomes for me mentally. And tonight we are facing our fears, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to do a collective love reading for any placement of any sign at any time. We are going to look into the energy that you bring to the connection that you have on your mind, the energy that the person you have on your mind brings. As well, we will look into a potential outcome. Guys, I am just picking up on energy here. So the hey J Dubs, it doesn't say any. Oh, now it does. Okay. I saw you and but not great to see you too, J Dubs. I didn't know if you'd be here because I literally just scheduled this live like 15 minutes ago. So sorry for that last minute notice there, but I was just feeling the need to connect with you all on a live basis and or you, J Dubs. But I was just going into the structure of the reading, which, by the way, is going to be we're going to do the usual love readings that I've been putting out here, but we're going to do them live tonight and maybe take some questions afterwards. We'll see how things go. And again, the longer I go without going live, the harder it is to go live. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you saw the notification. I didn't know because I think if I remember correctly, back in the day when I would go live, it would give you like a 30-minute warning or something like that. And I didn't even schedule this 30 minutes ago. It was like 15 minutes ago that I scheduled this. So anyways, J-Dubs, we're going to do the usual love reading. So first column, you, second column, the person you have on your mind. And of course, you're always welcome to reverse those roles. And then the third column, we will get a potential outcome. And of course, as usual, it is just energy that I'm picking up on. So the outcome is only potential and the energies that are available to you. So any decisions that you would make in your physical reality are ultimately going to shape your physical reality. Okay. And we're going to start this little reading out with some of these dream guidance love messages, and then we will go into a full-sized love reading. Yes, so that 30-minute warning only happens if you schedule it before that 30-minute warning, which I did not do. So, but good to hear that a notification went out anyways. Okie dokie. Thank you so much for being here, guys. And of course, if you would like me to be more likely to pick up on your energy in this and future readings, clicking that little like button is going to be very helpful for me to pick up on your energy. Subscribing to the channel is another great way for me to be able to pick up on your personal energy. And of course, you're always welcome to share the content or comment on anything as well. Being in the live chat like J-Dubs here is a very good way, but of course, you do not have to actually chat in the live chat, just being involved in the live reading, whether or not, again, you would like to be noticed for who you are. Your energy should still be here just as strongly, even if you don't actually chat in the live chat. Okay. I will wait patiently for you to open up. Okay. Let's find out a little bit more. I feel insecure. Okay. That feels like two different people, by the way. I will wait patiently for you to open up and I feel insecure. It was like the answer. Like I'm going to wait for you to open up, but then the other person is like, I'm feeling insecure. That's why they haven't opened up or something like that. And let's get more. It says this connection is intense. So yeah, I can feel it's very like, by the way, a great love reading was just posted this evening. Posted it several times because I'm like, this reading was so gorgeous. Whoever's energy I was picking up on was absolutely gorgeous. And that will be the last video that I posted in the video tab. This is going to be in the live tab. I took you in the wrong way, by the way, is on the bottom of the deck here. Let's find out more, guys. But it does feel like somebody, well, we're going to get more. It does feel like somebody is feeling insecure because I want to say the other person wasn't or didn't appear to be interested. And I think that's because that person didn't took somebody in the wrong way. We're going to get more. We're actually going to start out with the Light Seers Tarot here. The King of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. We're not going to take that or anything, but just a heads up. It does feel like love. Okay, lovey love. Let's find out more though. Ooh, the shuffling isn't going well, guys. I haven't shuffled live in a while. Oh, guys. Okay, let's see what we can get. So again, I already mentioned this, but if you're just joining now, I'm going to do you in the first column and the person on your mind in the second column. But if you think that they are in the wrong position, you're certainly welcome to put them in the first column and you in the second column, okay? You can, this is collective, so it's not going to resonate perfectly for everyone. Use your intuition to guide you. Okay, owie. So you are in the first position, or you can reverse the roles as usual, but the Three of Swords is about heartache, basically a broken heart. As you can see here, it looks quite painful. The girl on the, I want to say is trapped by her own thoughts. That's the energy that's coming off of the card right now. And it doesn't always come off the card, but it's like her inability to be vulnerable is breaking her heart or something like that. And we're going to get more. Hi, Anthony. So we're going to get the second column or your person. Again, if you're just clocking in, you can certainly reverse the roles here, but I'm going to refer to the first column as you and the second column as your person. These cards are not hopping out as quickly as they usually do. The second column here is the Tower card. Oh, with the Three of Pentacles. And with these two cards in connection together, it just feels like something threw this person out of alignment, right? Something kind of stirred up their entire world. The Tower card could, it represents the planet of Mars, and so it can also represent Scorpio or Aries or both. But that very kind of like destructive energy, it's powerful energy, but it can, and oftentimes, by the way, its intention is good, right? It's kind of trying to disrupt or destruct anything that isn't substantial in the first place. So I want to say, again, they feel like they're out of alignment, but this is like actually what is going to align them with what is meant for them. I don't know if they're in the middle of a breakup here, or with the Three of Pentacles, it certainly could be that they are, going through a job loss or a career change. But by the way, this isn't by way of their own doing or their own choosing. This is a huge, it feels very disruptive energy, but it is what is actually going to align them with what is meant for them. But it feels like they're kind of losing it at this time, or losing everything they've worked so hard for, is what it ends up feeling like with the Three of Pentacles connected to it. All right, we got the the Judgment card and the potential outcome. Oh, baby. Okay, so this energy feels like somebody, I want to say, who maybe left you in the past, and left you, by the way, for somebody who, I want to say, they thought the grass was greener. Okay, this is the energy that's coming out for me. This, only take what resonates. But it feels like they left for something that ended up totally throwing them out of alignment. I don't know if they left you necessarily or chose this other person, but whatever it is, it left you kind of heartbroken here and ended up turning into a huge chaotic event for them. Again, the outcome here is about revisiting something from the past, or this Judgment card is about something that we thought was dead, done, and over with coming back from the dead, right? So, or a reawakening, or what is this right word that's coming through here? It's like a revisiting. Okay, we're revisiting. Hi, Gina. Wow, I've never seen either of you. Thank you for being here. So it's like the judgment card, when it comes out in the outcome or the overarching energy, it can really mean somebody coming back from the past. Again, I want to say that I'm going to clarify everything, because right now I don't love the reason why this person is coming back, because I really do think that they hurt you in the past. It feels like they chose the grass being greener on the other side, or they thought the grass was going to be greener on the other side. And then it turned out to be the most chaotic and tormentuous situation they've ever been put through. Okay. It's almost like, I want to say it, and I'm not like, I don't love, by the way, I've been recently seeing people who have hurt me getting hurt in life. And there's something so unsatisfying about it. It's just like, I don't ever want to see anybody in pain. And this does feel like they're receiving some type of like a similar energy of the what they put you through. I want to say they didn't necessarily intentionally put you through it. However, they were not thoughtful at all during whatever you and them went through. Okay. The Seven of Pentacles here in the overarching energy is about investment, or about time that was invested, or something that I want to say you put your time, effort, and energy into finally coming to pay off, coming to pay. I don't know what that means. Finally starting to pay off, or finally seeing the fruits of your labor. And by the way, I want to say that this person jumped into somebody else's arms immediately upon separating from you. And you don't necessarily have to have been in a relationship with this person, but they could have been talking to in the talking stage with two people, you and one other person, you and five other people. It feels like they chose otherwise. I want to say you were the better option, but there was something that was more appealing superficially, and they weren't able to pass that test, unfortunately. So now they're going through the destruction of this situation by way of, I'm kind of getting, what the person that they chose, showing them that they chose wrong. So however that may be, they could have either cheated on your person that you have on your mind, or it just really turned out to be okay, because this is coming through, and please don't shoot the messenger, but you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. This is the energy that's coming through. It's like the person that they tried to settle down with isn't a settle down type of person. They were fun to party with, they were fun to do things with, but they tried to turn him into a housewife, and that didn't work out. Male, female, or non-binary, the person who they tried to settle down with instead of you or over you turned out to be, well, not turned out to be, continued to be the kind of person that they chose them because they were more fun, or I want to say like more, what's the right word here? They were willing to do things. Maybe you weren't. You were, waiting until a ring was on it or something like that. So they chose this person. Again, for the reasons they chose this person are the exact reasons that they're getting their heart broken by this person. And I hope this is making sense for you. We are going to clarify everything, starting out with the Nine of Swords, clarifying your Three of Swords. It feels like a lot of painful energy here, over kind of like a nightmare replaying over and over again in your head. And I want to say this person, I just don't like them for you, by the way, but it feels like they chose somebody else. And it kept you on and like anxious for months, because there was a connection here that felt very deep and passionate. And I'm going to get more clarifiers on you, but it feels like what they did to you was inhumane, is the energy that I'm getting. Like, I don't think they did anything to you, but I feel like you guys had a really good connection here. Things were going well, and then they ended up choosing the person that liked to party more to try to settle down with. It's like, if you were looking for somebody to settle down with, why didn't you choose the person that would be good at settling down instead of this person? And this is, again, a test that they failed with flying colors. I want to say they chose incorrectly. The Magician here, and it's talking about what you've gone through with this person is giving you an experience that you can't get elsewhere. Like, you can't learn this from any other way but except for experiencing this firsthand. And they're also saying, don't forget what you learned from this experience. And there is something about this person. I'm going to clarify their energy as well, because it does seem like this person, I want to say there was no malice here. They weren't maliciously choosing. It was like, I'm watching like a kid run after an ice cream truck. They just thought, what does this feel like? Okay, I'm going to cover this up with another card because I did get the star card here in their energy. They could be an Aquarius for sure. Aquarius, um, whoops. Aquarius, Aries, and Scorpio in their energy. And in your energy, we do have Gemini and Virgo, Mercury energy. We do have something about, maybe a little bit more here. Yeah, because I am still getting that energy of, did I say this already? About this person kind of being, God dang it. They chose incorrectly in the love situation. They chose the person that felt like more fun. It's like, ooh, like they got such a rude awakening of how much fun this person is not, or how much drama or trauma this person brings. Ultimately, I want to say that they thought they were choosing this person because this person would be more fun, but there was actually something more to it. And I was just going to say they actually had this fear of vulnerability that you created. You didn't create the fear, by the way. The fear was there, but you made them feel something on a deeper level where this person kept things very superficial. And this is what they're saying, like, you, if you choose not to be vulnerable with the person that makes you feel things, you're going to get your heart broken with the person who was feeling, you had a superficial thing with. I hope this makes sense. So they're getting this lesson, like, well, if you choose not to be vulnerable with the one person who makes you feel things that you've never felt before, and you decide to run off with somebody who seems like they would be more fun or less stress or less real, right? It helps, like they thought they were going to avoid feeling things. Well, this person has disrupted their entire life. I want to say like destroyed things for them. um again, I'm not the kind of person who enjoys people's detriment. I don't care what they've done to me. I'm not, this is not an exciting thing that this person is having to feel all of this. However, they are learning this lesson that maybe being vulnerable with you in the first place wouldn't have been so terrible, because this person has, I want to say, ruined maybe their career. I don't know exactly what that might mean. Certainly, maybe they work together and they've ruined their reputation at work or something like that. We got the 8 of Wands now. Oh, I'm sorry, because I do feel like this is a real connection, but between the two of you. But I do feel like this person is learning a lesson again. I want to say, I want to remind you that it feels like they just carelessly broke your heart or walked away from you to choose something that was more fun. And in fact, in the beginning of the reading, that's kind of what it felt like. But they're saying now with these, this Two of Swords is about kind of like the fear of possible obstacles. And then the Page of Cups is about kind of like this very vulnerable, childlike innocence or childlike emotion that they felt for you and that they were terrified of. They don't like to feel this vulnerability. They could be an Aquarius strongly, because I feel like that's the energy I'm getting right here. And they certainly could be an Aquarius moon. That sounds very likely, because the moon is where kind of like our emotional body is. And so if your moon is in an air sign, this can make it very hard for you to emote or to be vulnerable or something like that. So this person, it's like terrified of their own emotions or of emotion, period. So they were terrified of the potential of them being hurt by you. So they chose something that seemed lighter, funner, more surface level. And then that turned out to be very detrimental to their career, it feels like. So the Judgment card, 8 of Wands, Queen of Swords. So there's something about needing to be clear in your communication here, but have your boundaries set firmly. So, by the way, I'm never going to recommend that people go back to an abusive situation. This does not feel like an abusive situation. If you're coming from an abusive situation and you're trying to fit your situation into this reading, this is not this reading. This reading is about somebody, never, by the way, was malicious with you, about somebody who chose what they thought would be the easier route by choosing somebody that they didn't feel deeply for. Okay. The person was fun. They were maybe very attractive, but they did not make your person feel emotion on a deep level. So they chose that option thinking that they could avoid ever having to feel deep emotion, which is what you stirred up in them. Unfortunately for them, this has caused a lot of chaos. When the universe wants something like a divine counterpart relationship to come in, they will tear down everything that isn't substantial in your life. Again, this person is having, I'm getting like their, I'm trying to think of what they're saying here, but it's like things are falling apart from top to bottom, but it's clearing away all the things in their life that aren't substantial. Again, I do want to say that they might work together, and or this could be somebody that they've collaborated with. I want to say this person has, if they haven't destroyed them by gossip or sort of like talking about them behind their back, I feel like their own actions are making your person, who I think was a reputable person, somebody who actually had a good reputation, look bad. Okay. So this person's behavior and actions are making your person look bad because your person is connected to them, or there's a meme coming through, or a quote. I guess they're not memes. There's a quote coming through that's something about, you know, who you associate yourself with, something about be careful who you associate yourself with, or something like that. I'm going to try to think of it and post it in the community tab for you. But it's saying here that if this thing is going to work and come back and reawaken here with the Judgment card, if this connection is going to come back into, I want to say something, well, it says your boundaries need to be firm. Okay. This person needs to know they cannot play with you. And I think they've learned their lesson. So I don't think you're going to have to be very adamant about that. You don't have to teach this person how to love you. I think they've realized that choosing what they thought was going to be the lighter option has destroyed everything, when they could have just been vulnerable with the one person who made them feel things in the first place. And things would have turned out much better. Again, their fear of vulnerability turns out to be small compared to what this person has done to their reputation. It does feel like, though, if there is some clear communication between the two of you, you two, by the way, they're saying that just because you are the one that has been hurt in a situation doesn't mean you were ever willing to be vulnerable with them either. And in fact, the two of you may have not been able to be vulnerable with one another, and that's why they chose this other option as well. So clear communication with this Eight of Wands will lead to a quick and successful conclusion to this situation, a quick and successful outcome. Okay, if you look up the Eight of Swords, or I mean the Eight of Wands, it's about quick. It was like one of the fastest moving cards in the tarot, and it's about things can really turn around quickly. It is like almost like I'm watching you guys literally move in together with clear communication. Okay. The Chariot card and the Nine of, yeah. Okay. So like what I just said, I could see you guys literally moving in together. I can see things going from you, the two of you being single, or you being single, to you literally moving in with one another. With the Chariot card here is about victory, about action, about taking action and need to take action. And about, you know how I always talk about at the beginning of the readings that this third column here is a potential outcome, and that the decisions that we make in our physical reality are ultimately going to shape our physical reality. And this is saying here there's a need to take action with the Chariot card if you want to have this victory with this person. The two of you are going to need to communicate clearly with one another and be vulnerable. And it's saying that you maybe think because you got your heart broken here that you were vulnerable, but you weren't. You weren't willing to be vulnerable with them either, which is why ultimately it's not your fault. But because they weren't sure about how you were feeling and they didn't want to be the first one to be clear about how they were feeling, They decided to go with something that felt a little lighter or less threatening because they didn't have as strong of feelings for this person. Again, now they're seeing that that was a terrible idea, and that things have really fallen apart for them because of this decision that they made. But the two of you are going to need to be vulnerable with one another if you guys want this thing to work. Okay, so clear communication in the third dimension. This Page of Pentacles is the overarching energy from this clarifying deck. And it is about, all the pages are about communication or the messenger. And this is about third dimensional. So this is not just about thoughts or we can think of one another. This is about you needing to give each other tangible communication. Okay, it's communication that you can. Oh, thanks, J-Dubs. Was it deep? Ultimately, the very last card here, guys, is the Chariot card, which of course could be representative of a Cancer. We do have Libra here now, Scorpio again, so that's very strong. Scorpio a couple times, and then we do have Aquarius, Virgo, Gemini, and Cancer now. Okay, guys. It feels like something that could go really well for you if you guys can communicate clearly with your, it just says saying here, like, you don't even need to be good at it. Just be as authentic as you can be. It's hard to communicate clearly and authentically with somebody when you are terrified of being hurt by that person. So even it's saying, if you realize halfway through your communication with this person that you're not really being as authentic as you could be, that to kind of reconsider your wording or just keep going. It's like keep trying until you're like, okay, actually that's not exactly true. Maybe it's like you might try to beat around the bush, but come back to reality and really try to be as authentic as you can with one another. And it really feels like you have what it takes to make it. Okay, guys, I am going to wrap it up there. If anybody has any questions for me, I'll be happy to take those. And we can see what the tarot has to say. Oops. And J-Dubs, thank you so much for being here, honey. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Gina, if you're still here. Thanks for hanging out, Anthony. Whew. Starting to get a little warm in here, guys. Thank you, J-Dubs. You're the absolute goat of the tarot community. Whatever J-Dubs needs to know, let's find out. Let's do it with these cards here. Let me get my shit together, J-Dubs. Sorry. What does J-Dubs need to know? Guys, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat and I will answer them for you for free. Of course, you're certainly welcome to donate to my PayPal or Cash App listed in the description box below, okay? No pressure there, but if you wanted to leave a monetary energy exchange, you're welcome to. But I do not expect it, and I do not feel underappreciated when people don't do that, okay? I would be happy to answer your questions for free. And J-Dubs, you've taken care of me too many times, so don't you dare. Whatever J-Dubs needs to know, please. Death card here, J-Dubs. Something about, I'm getting like, what is going on here? Are you finally leaving your job? Let me figure this out. Have you already? Something is transforming for you here. Let's find out what. Let's clarify that. Well, it's whatever it is. It feels like you're going to be much happier or something more fulfilling, emotionally fulfilling. Two of Swords. Okay, Death card, Nine of Cups, Two of Swords. You left your job? Oh, that's what that is. For a more fulfilling life. There's something that's scaring you now, though. Did you find something else? What is this? So it feels like you left, I'm getting, because you weren't feeling emotionally fulfilled there. But then there's something like are you regretting that decision or afraid? You absolutely may, Anthony. Go ahead and you can put a question in, or if you just like a general reading like J Dubs, that I can do that as well. Starting your own business, J Dubs, are you scared here? It feels like you're not moving forward very quickly because you're terrified of potential obstacles. There are none, by the way. Like they're just in your head. Let me get more. It's like, of course, there's going to be, everything isn't going to be so smooth. Okay, good. I'm glad you're not regretting it. Okay. Yeah, it's like you have everything you need and you, oh my God. Well, J Dubs, can you put your, I mean, I don't know what kind of business it is, but if you want, you can certainly put your information if you're selling something, I don't know, in my chat, or I can certainly always post it on my channel for you, whatever it is. I don't know. Scared, busy, learning. Oh, baby. I'm so excited for you, though. It does feel very exciting. It's like, don't forget what you know, or something like that. Don't let the fear of like the unknown stop you from remembering that you know what you're doing, or something like that. And this is going to be very emotionally fulfilling. Let me see if I can get more here, because there's something like this. Oof. Yeah, there's something about you like thinking you don't have everything that you need, or you don't know everything you need to know, and you are learning, and this is okay. This is like, you don't get to know everything right away, and just like any job that we have to go in and train for, the world kind of trains us in when we start our own tiny business on how to navigate. There's going to be obviously things that you do, you know, less efficiently now that you'll definitely be more efficient at later. Something about not letting other people's opinions of how, like, you can take people's feedback, right? But do not change the way you run your business every day because of the way something's, like, I'm getting like you're getting, or you may get feedback. Okay, and that 10 of wands can definitely be that self pressure, but they're saying that you might be, this reminds me of when I started this channel and I would get comments and I would change the way I do things with each comment. And it was like, shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing and how I want to do it. So don't let people's feedback be just that. You can certainly use any feedback given to evolve in any way that you can, but don't let the way people say to do it change the core of it, the core of why you do it and how you do it. It's done that way, or you've decided to do it that way for a reason. Of course, again, you can take people's feedback and let it help you evolve as a person, but don't try to change the way you navigate your business every single day because of a comment you got from a customer or something like that. I hope that makes sense for you. I'm so excited, J Dubs. Amen. Yeah. So exactly. And definitely anybody who's coming in with insults is not anybody you'd ever want advice from, anyways, right? So very shallow, third dimensional, or emotionally unintelligent people. So yeah, if you ever want me to put you up here on my channel, let me know. Okay. I will definitely love to do that for you. I don't know again what the business is. And if you don't want to share that here, certainly no pressure. But if you ever want me to put that out for you, let me know. And I'm excited and nervous. I'm excited and nervous for you as well. But this, you know what? I feel like YouTube, wow, I just went totally fuzzy, guys. Because what's up with my candle? Why are you acting all crazy, candle? You guys, let's see. Well, I guess we've had enough of each other, guys. I'm just kidding. Hey, Anthony, if you are here, honey, did you want to ask the tarot question? Um, you don't really need to see it for me to answer the question for you. You can certainly get a love reading. Do you want me to ask a general question, Gina, or would you like a specific question answered? Why do you guys think this is so fuzzy, though? A little better. Um, I think we're a little better now, guys. Anthony, yes. How does C feels about me? Okay, honey, let's find out. How does C feel about Anthony? I'm gonna get one more card. You got the Queen of Pentacles, I love, and the Death card. I'm getting like their feelings are changing. I love the I feel like they're very attracted to you. I do feel like this person might feel like you I'm getting like you change up on her or them, male, female, non-binary. I'm getting that they're afraid that you're pretending to be somebody that you're not, or you're pretending him. Okay. Yeah, it feels like he's afraid that you're not being genuine, is kind of the energy that I'm getting here, although I think you are. I do feel like he's very attracted to you, by the way. It feels like transformative, okay? I do feel like there's a very strong connection here, but I do get the sense that he feels maybe this is almost similar to the love reading I just did. It kind of feels like this person is a little bit afraid of the attraction or how strong the attraction is. So the Empress here does represent like Venusian energy, Venus, Taurus, or Libra could be one of those signs, or it just talks about kind of like a romantic or even a magnetic attraction. But the death card here makes me feel like they're not sure of your intentions. That's the energy that's coming off of the death card, which doesn't always it represents the sign of Pluto again with the magnetic attraction, right? It represents the planet Pluto. Ooh, it feels very deep, by the way. Very deep and very dark and mysterious, but I do feel like it freaks them out. Okay. But it does feel like extremely strong attraction. They could be a Capricorn, a Scorpio, or Libra, or a Taurus. I don't know if that's true either, but whatever it is, it feels like there's definitely a very strong magnetic attraction between the two of you, but a fear also is involved there. And the fear is that they're afraid that you're going to switch up or something like that kept coming through. I hope that makes sense for you and I hope that helps you. And a general for Gina. General information for Gina, please. Wow, Gina, I got nothing for you, baby. There we go. Oh, why do I want to say your inner child is like begging you to pay attention to what it's trying to tell you? I don't know what exactly this means, but it's like I'm watching your inner child weep and like you've been neglecting joy or your joy center or something like that, which is our soul or our inner child. Um, so I don't know what that would mean. By the way, it is feeling like you're ignoring something, either your dreams, right? Or a dream that you had. Um, or generally speaking, you're not kind of like giving any energy to your dreams or what makes you happy or what makes you feel joy. Um, and it's like oh, it's like well heartbreaking because I don't know if busy probably doing like the what we all have to do, right, to survive these days. But it's like, don't forget about me. And also, I want to say, focusing on this is going to help whatever you're going through in your life be. It's like we think we can't pay attention to our inner child or what brings us joy because we don't have time to, but actually paying attention to what our inner child wants, or our, again, what creates joy within us, or our dreams, if it is actually that you have a dream or a passion that you've wanted to fulfill but you never had the courage to do so, or if it is generally that you're spending a lot of time working but no play or something like that. It's just saying, like, when you actually pour more into this part of you that creates joy, you'll actually end up having more time for the other things, or the job or the work will be done more efficiently because you're actually enjoying your life. I hope this makes sense for you. Something about not giving up on your dreams or ignoring your dreams or your inner child. Okay? I hope that makes sense. And if anybody else has any questions, I would be happy to answer them for you. I am still rearing to go here, guys. If anybody is just tuning in, I have completed the love reading and I am just doing personal questions. If anybody would like a quick and personal reading, I am doing them for free. Of course, you're always welcome to leave monetary donations in the PayPal or Cash App listed below, but that is not required, nor is it expected. Okay, that's just if you feel like it. Yep, absolutely, J Dubs. You're welcome, Gina. Pay more attention to your dreams or your inner child, Gina. That's what it was saying. It was saying like you're kind of ignoring a part of you because you don't think you have time to do things that are fun or enjoyable, is kind of the energy that I was getting. Or if that's not the case and you do spend plenty of time enjoying yourself, there's something about maybe even doing too much fun but not paying attention to your dreams, or something about, like, what do you mean by that? Like, do you want to be a singer when you grow up or whatever it is? But it's like you're not paying attention to, again, either your inner child and where the part of you that feels joy and enjoys yourself, or you're not paying attention to the part of you that would like you to take your dreams more seriously. Okay, I hope that makes sense. J-Dubs, yes, absolutely. Can you pull a yes or no for me? The question on my mind. Okay. Yes or no for the question on J-Dubs' mind. Yes or no for the question on Gene W's mind, please. No, J-Dubs. Just a clear no. Some of the cards I was like, just give me a clear yes or no in my head here, because some of the cards can be like a little, oh, I don't know. But this, it doesn't, the question, it doesn't get much clearer of a no than the Five of Pentacles. You're welcome. Were you asking if I'm pretty? I'm just kidding, J-Dubs. Oh, I missed you. Thank you for being here, guys. Anybody have any more questions, guys, before I check out for the evening? Hey, I just want y'all to know that I love you, all of you, okay? Just the whole damn world. And I'm so sorry that shit gets so fucking difficult and hard and tough. And I wish I could take everybody's pain away, and my own too, and all the things that just seem so fucking hard to overcome, and our own mindsets maybe be the hardest thing for us to really master and overcome here. But I'm rooting for you. I'm praying for you. And I hope that you win in this life. All of you, anybody listening, everybody, even people not listening. I want every single person in this entire world to feel joy from its truest and most authentic space, so that they can live a life full of love and meaning. For real, things are can be very tough. And again, the hardest part, and I'm, this is happening in my own life, is the the psychological damage that has occurred. Really trying to overcome that and live a life that isn't navigated, I want to say directed by that pain. Um So I just pray that everybody heals. That's it. I just want everybody's little heart to heal, and I want everybody to find what makes them the happiest in this lifetime without it causing any other unnecessary pain for others. Okay, I guess I'm gonna wrap it on up then, guys. If nobody else has any questions, thank you so much for being here. It was so good to be here live, and it's just not as scary as I thought. I'll be back soon, guys. I'm gonna try to go live more often. It's been a very long time, but like I said, the longer I went without going live, the harder it became, the scarier it became. So here's to facing our fears, and I love you all so much. I hope for the best for all of you, and I hope you find the most loving friendships and partnerships and relationships and careerships, and I hope that you get everything that your little heart desires in this lifetime. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Mwah. I will, J Dubs. I promise. I don't know how often, but I definitely will go live again. Again, now that I feel like I've broken this, I just start. It starts to build up like this fear. Oh, it's terrifying. But now that I've gone live again, I probably won't wait very long to go live again. Okay. I love you so much, and I will see you very soon. Mwah.